Good evening, friends. Good evening to you from Harare. It's winter here and it's pretty cold here, as you can tell from all the winter wear that I'm wearing. Complete contrast to Mumbai, where even in winter you wouldn't really need to wear a jacket. So, as you have seen in the previous three videos, I was talking about the novel that I've written called Side Please, this one right here, and I will be leaving the Amazon link in the video description. And I did some reading sessions from the book. So today I want to talk about what's going on in Mumbai. And after 2.5 years of living away from Mumbai, I have that distance, sort of an outsider perspective, which is also informed by knowing what actually happens in the city. So it's not going to be some naive comment on what's wrong with the city without understanding the ground realities. So let's just take one simple example. I was just reading in the news that this new flyover, which starts from Kurla and via Kalina, it connects to the Eastern Express Highway. Sorry, to the Western Express Highway. So that was actually the missing link of the Santa Cruz Chembur Link Road, or what we call SCLR. And as you all know, SCLR was basically nothing but a double decker flyover that starts from Kurla and ends in Chembur, Chedanagar, around Amar Mahal, actually, to be precise. And the problem used to be that you had tremendous traffic passing through Kalina and up to Kurla, and then again a lot of traffic when you try to get down at Amar Mahal to join the Western Express Highway. So now they're talking about this new flyover which is going to be inaugurated soon. Correct me if I'm wrong, maybe it's already inaugurated. When you're away, then you can't keep track of these things. But they're saying that, oh, it's going to be inaugurated and it's going to provide so much relief. Well, let's just stop there. So, as I just said, even before they made this flyover, you had horrible traffic when you tried to get down at Amar Mahal. Uh, in fact, like way before you even start to descend, the traffic starts. There's a long queue, and on the worst days, it can easily take 20-25 minutes, maybe even half an hour to actually get down and join the Eastern Express Highway. And as you know, once you get down and join, then there's again a lot of traffic at the Amar Mahal's junction signal. But let's not get into that. So now imagine that you have built this new flyover that's going to take you straight from the Western Express Highway to Kurla, and then again at Kurla you just jump onto the main SCLR flyover. Aren't you actually letting more vehicles get to the same Amar Mahal choke point earlier than before? Exactly. So what you need to understand, rather, what the authorities need to understand, is that Mumbai is an island city. It is not spread out in four directions or three directions. Like Chennai is spread out in three directions. It has got a coastline on one side, but the other three sides it can go on expanding. Delhi and Bangalore, they can expand in all four directions. So I noticed this even in Chennai, that, for example, I had to go from the Phoenix Mall at Velachery to get back to home at Krompet, and one ways via the 200 feet road, but you can also take a route from that goes to Gindi, and then you join the, what you call, the GST road. So it's basically coming the other way, and you have those options in a city that expands in three directions, or best case four. Mumbai cannot expand. Mumbai is an island. So what you do when you build a flyover is, you don't solve the traffic jam, you simply lift the traffic jam and move it to a different place. That's all you're ever going to be able to do. So, for example, after they put, after they made the Malkut flyover two-way, and with the increase in car population year after year, what simply started happening is you would, on the worst days, you'd have a long line on the stretch after the Malkut flyover and before you get on to Washi Bridge. I have driven through that, so I know it. On the worst days, it's taken an hour. It can take an hour just to get onto Washi Bridge from Mount Flyover. So that's exactly the point, that because it's an island city, it has a north-south orientation only. So you're always going up or down. You cannot go. There's very little room to go east or west, and whatever few east-west connections we have only been built in these last 20 years. First they improved the Powai connection, and then they gave it a nice name, Jogeshwari Vikhroli Link Road. Then it was SCLR. Then you have the Chunavati connector. But that's it. Even if you were to build the Goregaon Mulund Link Road, you will be dispersing the traffic, which is not bad per se, but you're never going to be able to get rid of the traffic. So, what then is the solution? The solution is something that they actually had started preparing for in the 1960s, and decade after decade passes by, and there's a resistance to embracing the solution. So, what was it that they started doing in the 1960s? Well, they started first, they uh, came up with a proposal for Navi Mumbai, and then they started building a city there out of the marshland. And then by the 80s, it was up and running, and by once the railway bridge and road bridge, the new ones that is were built, it has been doing well up to a certain point, but the shift of business that was expected, it never materialized. And again, in Thane, for example, you have lots and lots of corporate offices, but this bulk of business is still in Mumbai, and it is in a few select districts. Which are they? One is, of course, Lower Parel, Worli area, mostly Lower Parel, now even Worli is emptying out. Then you have BKC, and then you have Andheri, and then fourth one is Powai. These are the four main clusters. There are some smaller ones in Chembur and Goregaon, etc., but the main ones are these four clusters. That's it. So everybody from all parts of Mumbai, and now I mean the entire Greater Mumbai, like going up to Palghar on the western side, Karjat on the or Kasara on the eastern side, and of course you have Panvel on the New Bombay line. So all the commuters from all these places have to congregate to these four choke points, and that is how you create unimaginable traffic, unimaginable crowding in the in the local trains, unimaginable everything. Basically, Mumbai is as Mr. Suketu Mehta called his book Maximum City. So Mumbai is just maximum everything, maximum pollution, maximum crowding, whatever you call it. So the only solution is to spread out the offices. There is no other choice. As long as you resist doing that because you want to keep the property values at BKC or Lower Parel high, you're going to have this problem. But the more you spread out your business districts, the more you will disperse these traffic and commuter flows, and the more you will alleviate the problem. Because it's not like, in terms of public transport, what Mumbai has is terrible. Absolutely not. Like I'm living in Harare, where there is absolutely no public transport. I've been to other Indian cities which have worse public transport than Mumbai. Is So you have one lengthy, you have this lengthy central railway connection that goes all the way up to Kalyan and then branches out into two, which one going to Kasara and the other going to Karjat. Western Railway, as I said, up to, you have local trains running all the way up to the Hanu now, and at least up to your what is that, Virar, you have plenty of local trains. And then again, even in Harbour Line, you have the Trans Harbour connection between Thane and Thane and New Bombay, line going up to Belapur. You also have a Belapur Taloja line, which is not yet complete, but good sections of it have been finished. You have metro connections now. It's not fundamentally so bad in terms of what we have now in Mumbai, but the thing is that the way the city is organized is itself going to lead to more and more and more crowding. So the only solution is really to reorganize how the city works. And this was something that was realized way back, as I said, in the 1960s. And if you have ever seen photographs of CSMT station from 1970s, you will understand why it was horribly crowded even by 1970s. Because remember, at the time, all the offices were located in South Bombay, so it's no surprise. So the only solution is that you can't have that kind of concentration of business. You have to spread it out, and there will be maybe I really don't say that real estate prices would fall even then in BKC, but let's say that it happens. It will be a short-term impact. BKC is not going to go anywhere, Poa is not going to go anywhere, Andheri is not going to go anywhere. There's still going to be plenty of business there, but you do need a dispersal of activities so that you don't have this insane mass of, I don't know, 10 million people or something, all going to the same four or five business districts and all in the same hours. The other option is work from home, but we know that everywhere is going to minimum hybrid, and possibly just work from office 5 days or 6 days a week. So that's anyway out of the window, and that's not a permanent solution. A permanent solution is that you spread out the city, and then it won't be so much maximum city. It will be a city that's saner, a little more like other cities. And why shouldn't it be that? So, if you are a Mumbaiite and you have been listening patiently until now, thank you very much. And please do let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with my views? Do you have any other ideas about what can be done to reduce the congestion, the traffic in Mumbai? Thank you for watching.